of the things that we added to some of the characters, like
right.
David's. My two favorite are Black Market Contacts and Know Somebody, which both, when you're purchasing something legally, you can reduce the rank of that item by 1 for its price. And then Black Market is whenever you buy something illegal. Howdy.
Yeah, everyone can hear you talking about talents. It's fine though.
That's fine.
Yep. Hello, everyone.
Everyone likes David.
Welcome to the thing that we are doing right now. Haha. Anywho, we're on Lucky Rolls. This is our Necromunda campaign. I am Trisky. I am your not-so-humble GM. Joining me are a bunch of nerds that play various characters that you can see on your screen. We have Marius, Treova, Unknown, and Pfeiffer playing respectively Sigismund, 32, Thom, and CC. Say hello, nerds.
Hello, nerds.
Hello,
Good.
nerds.
At least one person picked up on it.
Yeah.
Alright. But yeah, last time we played, we ended up with our group of compatriots coming to the base of House Omega, which is a Mechanicus subsect group up in the Manufactorum district that has a strange vibe and tendency. They're basically skater bros in a skate park. And in this respect, the group brought them the original instructions for a piece of archaeotech that they located on contract for the Datas Adept, contract being a bit of a stretch because it was more verbal, but still. And in doing so, they got some funding and stuff and a couple hoverboards. But at the very end of it, they were saying, look, I can't give you everything for just this. I need a little bit more to justify it. So if you can do a job for me, you'll get all the hoverboards you want for like 1 per person. And we can talk some other things. I forget if there was money offered or whatnot. I'm not good enough at taking my own notes.
You're good. I have it on here. The favor was for, you know what, for the sake of getting our credits correctly, we were getting 2 hoverboards and 15,000 in credits, which was mostly put towards, I believe, the base. We were getting in mostly supplies for the base upgrades.
Yeah. But we ended off last session with Radd talking to the party and giving them the initial pitch of what they are doing, and he said, I need you guys to send a message to that bitch, the mistress. Which one of our party members misinterpreted.
Yeah, I thought
somehow.
she was called the bitch mistress, not that bitch, the mistress.
Yeah.
I thought her title was bitch mistress, and
Like
honestly, that's still pretty metal. Like, that's pretty metal. If I was known as bitch mistress, I wouldn't be upset. Like, if I was a badass.
Yeah, it still works.
Fair.
This episode,
I got some bad news for you.
with the bitch mistress. Something was lost in transit.
But with all that in mind, we are starting up just after he says that, and he's looking about at you guys. Sigismund is off in the background, gone the half pipe, doing tricks horribly, and falling on his face. Somehow not snuffing out his fire, but you are all still talking with Radd over here. And just like looking at you guys, and he's just like, all right, so here's the deal. So, you know the mistress, right? I'm not talking to, like, you living under rock kind of stuff. Sorry, that's a bit presumptuous of me. Yeah, you know her, of course you do.
Can I do
a bitch.
Lore check? Do I know her?
You know of her, but...
Okay.
Yeah, she is the leader of the Witch's Brew, which is a gang that has been an issue for you guys already. And was the one that owned the territory that the gutter was in. So you're already aware of them. If you want to roll to see if you know anything extra, then go ahead. But there isn't much that you guys would have been privy to beyond she doesn't like men and she runs an Escher gang.
Okay.
Good,
Well,
live under a
I'll
rock.
roll anyway because I don't care.
Don't know shit.
Yeah, I don't mind. We can continue.
What? He's just like, so they've been trying to expand a bunch and get a bunch of stuff, and normally we wouldn't be too bummed out about it, but we've been having some poor dealings with them because they've been intercepting some of our Prometheum shipments and materials and whatnot. It's rough. We've been trying to expand our skate park ourselves and can't do it without the right materials. And they've been getting in the way of that. So, I wanted to stay the hell away from our shit. You hear me?
Hmm.
So, there's a section of the Manufactorum that we need you to tell them to stay the hell away from. And I know they got a base nearby that you can leave a message for us. So, we just need to get them off our tails and stop being such a joy kill. So,
Come to speaking to them in a language they will understand. Violence.
hold up a little bit. We want to send a message, but if you kill them, they're gonna not take it well. They're gonna retaliate in ways we don't want. We just want them to, not go that way, intercept other shipments to other blokes. I don't care. I don't know why I'm becoming this.
All right, understood, Radd. We're gonna tell them to bounce into a new area because this is your area.
I got some tools for you, but you need to do your best not to be found because I want them to know that it's from us. I don't want them finding you and starting up a fight. All right. So this is, as the kids would say, a sneaking mission.
I just kind of like look over at the person who's bright and on fire, and then the giant with the hammer, and I say, "Yeah, no, we're good at that."
Oh yeah, that's good shit. All right, so I got some stuff for you here, and he pulls out. One of his mechadendrites reaches behind him and pulls something out of a pack on his back and reaches it out to you. It's a satchel, and as you open it up, you see a bunch of spray cans and some weird electronic devices of which you don't understand what the hell they're doing. And he points out and says, "You guys got some artistic freedom in this. Just drop the messages proper, but you're gonna do some tags on their turf. You hear?"
All right.
Yeah.
A couple of those are set up with our logo pre-made to spray. You hear me? So you just gotta, set it up on the wall that you want to put it on and click a button and it should be good. But the rest of it is all yours, and I only got a couple of those, so be sparing with them. Put them into good spots.
Understood. And sorry,
You
quick.
think this will provoke him? I mean, I don't know how personal people take it down here. Might just take a challenge to come seek out the guy on the logo.
Look, I'll leave it to you guys' artistic interpretation. I'm not one to stifle the artistic flow, man.
I think sounds good.
I got some coordinates for you for one of their little base outposts on the border of the Manufactorum district. It's a little bit of a ride, but it shouldn't be too bad, and we'll do a good job of getting you there without any issues. So consider that part out of the way. I just need you guys to go around and do them tags and tell them to stay the hell away from that part of the Mechanicus, alright?
Okay, so just don't get found.
Yeah, and leave them tags. Good shit.
Sneak in, insult them, sneak out. Got it.
Well, Thom, I
Yeah.
believe this is going to be your deal.
Yeah, can't say I don't one like this before, but I can move quietly.
I mean, I'm small. I can get to plenty of places, but actually being stealthy is difficult.
I'll have you know I was the sneakiest man in House Goliath.
I believe you.
Well, I figure let's get close enough, really get a good look at the place, and decide from there. The sneakiest, go in on the main floor. If we got vents and stuff, we'll send you up there. Guess a good
That works.
spot to position these logos.
Yeah. Make it nice and obvious without being obnoxious.
Yeah. All right. Let me.
Off we go.
Yep. Can you hear it all right?
Yeah, I can hear the music.
All right, cool. So, for all intents and purposes, they send you the coordinates for this spot, and you look about on the map to see where you're heading. It looks to be about halfway between where you guys are and where they're a strange place just on the edge. So it seems like more of a forward base, if anything, that they're using to do these operations, and is thus a little bit oddly disconnected from the rest of their turf. Let me do just a quick thing real quick, just to make it look right. And, all right. You should be able to see it now. Pretty big. I don't know why it made it that big, but it is. There, that makes more sense.
Main world map?
Yeah. Oh, all right. It's not bringing it in well enough. It's not moving everyone's view over there, so. I'm just scrolling into it for the stream view. So it's about a halfway point, just about in between these 2 points, and you guys get sent on over there just fine. The ride is pretty straightforward as you head off your normal beaten track and into this turf. And as you travel along, you basically notice that it's more of the residential area that you're sort of used to, closer to where you guys are set up for your home base. But as you approach, there's some notable... The lighting here for the Underhive, illumination is shit. It's somehow even worse here. You come in and all you can see appear to be strange flickering lights and street lights and whatnot, sparsely illuminating the road.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you come to this.
All right, time to put on the photo visors. I'm really enjoying the 19th century detective writing on there.
There you go. Now you should see you guys.
Unknown. All right.
Guess every gang in the Underhive has some just wonderful, wonderful lighting.
I really enjoy the bodies floating in the water, which I do not recognize.
Yeah, you notice
that took me a second.
Dynamic.
some corpses in the moat to your south, some other buildings up to the north. From what you can see and visualize, The structure to your south is very eloquent and elaborate. It looks to be, if anything, imported from upper hive areas, kind of decadence. It's not like top of the spire pretty, but it's certainly looking up there in terms of what you're used to in this area.
Are we supposed to be seeing this woman in the window?
Yeah, basically. Anyone you can see, but whether or not she sees you is a different matter, and she's not paying attention. But that is a large castle-like structure, made partially out of scrap metal, partially out of proper materials, that you can spot. To your north appears to be what looks to be some form of garage or otherwise storage facility. And what you can see of the couple buildings in the far ranges over here, it looks just to be like barracks or housing for the gangers. There's something else at the very far end, but you can barely see it. And as you look about, you do notice that there are some spotlights and such positioned here and there along the roof of some of the buildings. The castle, for one, oddly does not seem to have them, but all of the barrack buildings and the storage do seem to have positioned spotlights looking over the road area and everything. You are under some assumption that where there are spotlights, there may be sentries as well, but you can't see any immediately.
I have a quick question of something I'd like to do after we get out of the car, like before we like get up here. I want to like take a little bit of the oil out of the car and literally just like grease it through my hair, because realizing a man on fire is pretty noticeable, but it's also like it can't be like impossible. I have pink hair and I'm a squat. I feel like I'm the most recognizable even from a distance.
So you're just darkening your hair so you sneak in.
Yeah, because we've pissed off a lot of people, and like a big motherfucker from Goliath, coincidental. A dude with flames on his shoulders, coincidental. The pink-haired squat, sorry, platinum red-haired squat.
Lightish reddish.
It's pink.
No, it's platinum red.
It's pink.
It's pink.
It's pink. All right, cool.
It's
But
gold.
yeah, I get what you're doing.
Just wanted to darken my hair so that it's not as noticeable.
Yep. That's a fair point to do, and totally makes sense considering the circumstances. But now you're wandering about in this little area. Is eerily quiet. Occasionally, as is the norm in the Underhive, you will hear distant gunshots in entirely different regions for whatever the hell is going on there. But
Love that.
that's just basically Detroit for you.
Seeing our squad get greased up, can I also make sure my my gun is covered? If not, if it's not possible to collapse it into my pack, just be more of a generic hobo if spotted.
I will also grease up my hair.
If we're supposed to go in here sneakily, then I'm just gonna leave my torches in the fucking
I can see Sigismund greasing up his hair and catching his head on fire.
All right, so you're snuffing out, or you're placing the lights aside, not stuffing them out, but leaving them
at
in the
our
name of the
car or
Emperor.
something, because yeah, I'm assuming we drove here.
All right. You are no longer a light source. Only on this map. I just did it for this token, not in general. Because of course you're going to put them back on as soon as you can.
All right, well, Thom, we'll have you lead the way.
All right, time to take some slot and increase my agility and cunning by 2.
We have a direction in mind.
Well, if we can kind of scout out the area and see one of the most prominent can be seen from everywhere angle, That's definitely one of the best spots, but probably also going to be the hardest spot to get to.
Should we test how deep this moat is?
You can.
Would you like to do a perception roll for me on that front?
Sure.
Do you approach at all to see it, or do you look at it from here? Because that will affect the difficulty.
I'll look from it from here first.
All right, give it a difficulty 3, then.
Son of a bitch.
There are some bodies in that.
Wow, that really helps me out.
That's ominous. Not unheard of. What else? That's all you get. You failed.
Say, I can, how about I sneak down and along the building? I'm small. I can get under most of the windows without having to make too much noise.
So, which direction are you proposing to go? Give me
I'm
like
proposing to go south.
All right. Keep in mind, right next to you is a chain link fence that you have to traverse.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, scrolling in. I mean, I could probably jump it.
You could, but it's just a matter of whether or not you make an excessive amount of noise doing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know a way to not make as much noise. 32, do you want to just give me a quick little toss over this fence?
You know what? Why not? What am I rolling for this?
I believe it's just straight up athletics, if I recall
Son of a
correctly.
bitch, I should have gave myself 2 fucking upgrades on my check. Doesn't matter.
Athletics check difficulty 3
1 second.
because you're not tossing
Can I
something.
use coordination
You want
in
to like
conjunction?
do that to try and give him
Help
an
him out.
assist?
Yeah.
All right. If you succeed a difficulty 3 coordination, you give him a blue die. Nope. All right. Roll 1 blue die. If it gives you a success, you succeed. Otherwise, you fail at this athletics.
2 advantage.
One.
Son of a bitch.
With one
Uh,
advantage.
You fail to throw him over because, in spite of everything and his coordination, you flub it a little bit. But because of the inevitable 1 advantage that your roll actually ends with for your athletics check, you don't make any noise in doing so. You just sort of like flop about and waste a bunch of time.
Okay.
So if you want to give it another check, go ahead. But
Should we,
you
should we
would
just
need,
climb it ourselves?
you would need to do another coordination or whatnot.
I'll say, you know what? I'm gonna follow the lead on this one.
So let me put it this way: if you fail the athletics and you get any threats, you do something that might be noticed.
All right, I would like to climb over the fence. Is it still difficulty 3?
That also is just straight up a stealth. So it's a matter of
Am
what
I
you
rolling
prefer.
coordination?
To climb over the fence, you're rolling stealth. You're trying to do it quiet. I know you can climb over this fence. You're a fucking big boy. Can you do it without making the fence rattle?
All right, is it difficulty 3?
Yes.
All right, upgrade ability twice. Thank you, slot.
All right. I am going to discard those threats. So you very successfully just climb on over the fence. Let me move you over because it does act as a barrier. That won't let you move without me.
I like to imagine this is a waist-high fence.
It's actually about as tall as you are. It is the defensive fence around what is effectively a fortress castle.
We can call it a defensive fence.
So we got our boy over here going in, and he stealthily got over the fence without rattling it, but it's only been 32.
All right.
Does anybody else attempt to join him, or do you guys like split up in any way and go elsewhere?
All right, gang, let's split up.
I'll tell you what.
Well, one.
Let me jump the fence and go with 32. because then we'll have somebody who's like a bit more talkative in the event that they're like, oh, we're drunk and we went over the fence, and I'm gonna try and climb the fence.
All right.
Can I just knock him out?
It is.
Oh, do you not want me to go with you? You could tell me not to go with you. I don't care.
I'm worried about the roll.
All right. I mean, I have a yellow in my stealth.
You
You'd
give it a
win.
shot if you want. It's still difficulty 3.
You've been succeeding all day. You'll succeed this
Sorry.
time as well.
No. You know what,
No,
Tom?
you won't.
What's the call?
Would be my suggestion.
Come on, you need to make.
Move your mic closer to your fucking microphone, Ken. God damn it.
All right, I'm here.
Faithful,
That
you
doesn't sound much
I was just
louder.
suggesting no one should be alone.
Come on,
No one
Faithful,
to-
you need to make CC become Brazilian
sense.
and double jump over the fence.
You know what? No
No
threats, no sound.
All right. You just fail to climb, but you do it quietly. So you remain on this side. It is a little bit too tall for you to climb over. You can make that jump, but you can't make this climb.
God damn it!
Can I try to help him by putting me on my shoulders or something?
Thing is-
You can attempt to do the same athletic shit that Trey would do.
Damn it!
That's not happening.
It would basically be like in athletics, and if you succeed, you give him a blue die for another stealth check.
Guys, we
Or-
can just split up here. It's fine.
Nah, I'm giving you a blue
Just
die. What's
hand me-
difficulty?
Hand me 2 of the auto ones, and I'll put them on the front and on the side. And we
you
can
do
move
need to
on.
decide how many of it. So, for all effects and purposes, you have per person approximately 2 regular spray cans of varying colors, and you have a total of 5 of these auto things, these strange contraptions that Radd gave you.
We put one auto thing on the front. I'll use my artistic knowledge in order to spray paint the rest of them. I am quite the artiste.
You can toss them over the fence in this case without any issue, because they're light enough.
Can you just climb to the top of the fence? I can grab them.
You're tall enough that you could just reach over the fence and they could toss it up into your hand.
I mean, we could try it.
So, if assuming nobody has anything to say against it,
No.
Trey gets one of the autos, and I'm assuming 1 or 2 spray cans.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So you have been
Makes sense.
appropriately armed, quote unquote, for this expedition. Meanwhile, what are the rest of you up to?
Like I said, I'm in a follower mood.
You couldn't follow me over this fence.
I think that Thom might have a better chance at helping
May
you
your
out
spray
than I
can
did.
chip and shatter.
I mean, I'm still thinking if we're gonna split up at all, it should be 2 and 2. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone should be alone with this.
All right. Well, I can definitely make this jump.
Think about it. This is only one. Okay, got it.
You actually
Okay.
did.
CC fucked up the first time, collected himself, and managed to climb himself over. And now 32 and CC are traveling together. We have Thom and Sigismund still on the other side. And there are more buildings to explore. So I
Probably
don't know
one of
where
the-
you guys wanted to go.
Probably one more of the auto ones to give the CC.
Couple
So just
couple
half and
autos for
half.
you two. That
One
would
piece.
there are 5 auto things and 2 spray paints per person.
Okay.
Oh, per person. I thought there was 5
So
total.
so eight bottles of spray paint, 5 of the auto gizmos. So you guys have 2, the others have 3, and everyone has 4 spray paints total, or every group has 4 spray paints.
I'll give 1 extra spray paint over to Thom because he's most likely going to be able to climb and get to where some places we're going to want them to be.
Yeah, that was sort of my assumption that you were leaving 3 with Thom and Sigismund,
Mhm.
and keeping the other 2 with you. All right, Thom, Sigismund, your compatriots have split off and gone over the fence of this strange castle-like structure. Meanwhile, you two are standing around at the moment and inspecting the rest of the scenery in the street and all the flickering lights. Where would you like to head off to?
From what I've heard, Thom is supposed to be the sneaky one, so anything you wanna check out or...
I just want to clarify, these spotlights, they are fully stationary as far as we see.
None
not,
of
like,
them
moving
appear
back
to
and
be
forth at all.
swiveling and whatnot. No, they just seem to be general lighting for the street. Not to say that they couldn't be moved, but none of them are actively being moved. You also, would you like to do a perception check for me? Difficulty 4?
I would like to, and if I can, I'd like to focus it onto the right side of the map where we can see those bushes and the gate with the particular warriors.
All right, go ahead and roll your difficulty 4 perception for me.
Ouch. Yeah.
You look about and attempt to peer out into the future, and sans squinting your eyes a decent amount to the point that it sort of like starts to get annoying. You don't notice anything other than just the flickering lights starting to give you a mild headache.
Shit.
So if either of you want to leave from where you are out into the street or along the sidewalk, I am going to need you to make a stealth check for me.
Before we try that, I want to look at these little auto things we have. Would I be able to notice anything I may remember from my time in the guard?
These
Danicus'
are
interaction?
completely unfamiliar to you, for the most part. You can see the same kind of, like, methodology that was used in making, like, some of the spiderish drones and whatnot, but it's basically just, like, a small, rounded, like, column box with 4 legs coming out of it and, like, equidistant around it. And from what you can gather, you place the claws on the wall, they silently dig in, and then you click a button and it does the spray on its own, and then it's consumed.
Can I peer into the darkness to see if I see anything?
Doing a perception check to see if you can spot out anything that he wasn't able to see? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, on the very far right.
Difficulty 4.
With the photo visors?
Photovisors. Recount to me what their effect is.
Wearing photo visors can see in complete darkness with no issue.
Oh, yeah. So make it difficulty... I will give you difficulty 2.
I'm using my eyes, so I get a boost.
As you look about off to the right and use your photovisors to spot things out a little bit better, you do notice over on one of the buildings, the middle structure down the road, there is what appears to be a sentry up top looking down in this area, spotting out everything. She doesn't seem to have any additional lighting compared to anything else and isn't flashing it around, but she is keeping an eye out on the general street area. So just blatantly walking through the street is definitely a no-go.
I'm thinking, I mean, if this place is torn apart as it is, would I be able to pick up a decent size yet throwable rock and chuck it into these dumpsters here to cause commotion by the gate?
So the dumpsters up to your north here.
Yep.
Yeah, there's clutter of all sorts, some of which is hard enough to be like rock or throwable in such a way. You would have to give me a let's see. I'm thinking athletics still. Because there is no
How good's your
throwing
athletics?
weapons stats, otherwise I would use that. Athletics, throwing it, and trying to aim it. It would be a difficulty 3 to get it into the bin itself, but depending on the result, you may get it anyway, because you don't necessarily need to specifically hit the bin to cause noise with it. However, before you
no.
do that, assuming you don't want to be spotted, I need both you and Sigismund to make a stealth check for me.
All right, what's difficulty?
Difficulty 3. Damn, Sigismund having a rough time of it. Would you like to re-roll that?
Sure.
Did you want to use a regular glory or your fancy like one-time free one?
Let me check how much. Sure. Let me see how much fucking rain that costed. Or actually, there's not really any reason to use it right now. So, yeah.
Regular glory then. All right. Give it another roll. Difficulty 3.
Not challenge, Jesus. And I'll use my fucking two blue dice for this one, or yeah, fuck it.
So, Thom seems to rather easily sort of like slide into the darkness of what is the outer range of these spotlights as he prepares to throw this rock. But as you attempt to crouch over and such and get yourself into position, you do notice that while you left the torches themselves behind, you still have the shoulder sconces that house them. And as you're trying to get into position, you clank them, sadly, against the flooring and such, and cause some notable scratching sounds that sort of pierce the silence of the night. As you readjust yourself and lay yourself flat to try and avoid it, you do notice that the one sentry that I assume 32 pointed out. Would that be correct assumption, Trey?
Yeah.
Yep. So that one sentry does start to look about and seems to be more on alert than before. Moving slightly to the side and proceeding to turn the spotlight in your general direction.
They're all close enough that we can still kind of like talk, right? Like we're all still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll just ask. I'll be like, should I just like wandering merchant this and just like should I just be bait? Like legitimately, I can fix weapons. I have like a trade skill. Like I could actually be. This could be useful.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I guess you're the closest to looking like a woman.
I mean, while I get them to at least look at me, I may have to go inside of a building and yada yada, fix some shitty weapons, banter up with some shitty people, but like, it's doable, right? Like, I should actually be able to, like, distract them for long enough for y'all to like get into the city.
So there is a motion as they go about and do this, as they look over in your general direction, and they notice not you per se, but they are definitely watching that angle, and you find yourself having to retreat. So for all intents and purposes, you're moving slightly off the map to the left and getting out of view. You two wind up crossing over to the other side and have to come back out over here, still crouched and by the gate, by the side of the fence. But she doesn't notice you, but there is definitely a slightly more alert state for the guards.
So
32,
this
what
would
do you think?
happen before my throat
Should we start
go
moving
off
down
and
to
then
see
go?
if what's down here at least?
Let's keep to Thom and Sigismund for a moment longer,
Okay.
and then we'll swap back to
Yeah.
you two.
No, totally fine.
Oh, an alleyway.
So we would have had to kind of duck out before I could even toss in this case.
Yeah, you don't get the chance to actually toss your rock before you guys notice the swiveling of the spotlight and have to duck back. So you are over here
I mean,
now.
That might have worked out in our favor even because it's much less of a toss now to ting one of these dumpsters and charge into this rocky, hopefully full of cover alleyway.
There is, keep in mind, another fence right next to you. About the same height.
Bullshit. Huh.
Yeah, there's fences around like every portion of the road connected to all of the buildings. There's like gates for multiple of them, and some of them have extra fences separating the yards. This one just seems to have the fence like actually turn away and show this, open up this entire area for vehicles, as you assume it's some form of carport.
Okay, I have a plan. First off, Sigismund and I should get over this fence into this rocky area.
Yep, so you're gonna have to attempt another stealth check for me. Difficulty 3 to get over that without rattling it, because the issue is not the physical act of getting over, it's doing it without drawing yet more attention. Ooh, you guys are having some fun with those ones.
Oh, yay.
This was targeted. This was like bull. Yeah, at first it was sad, but that was kind of funny.
It's funny when it's finally not me.
You shuffle about, attempting to get over to the other side of the road, and then make your attempt to climb over the fence. But as you both attempt to do so, you accidentally do it at the same time, such to the point that you wind up tripping up on each other a little bit, and you can't stop yourself from sort of just like suppressing you can't suppress the grunts in time as you both like oof kind of shit out loud. And since they're already sort of attentive, the light begins to swivel again towards you. Do you want to just double down and climb over anyway and try and get out of sight as quickly as possible?
Yes. He would, Thom would just kind of whisper to Sigismund, like, keep going. We're in it now. Go.
All right. Athletics, real quick. Only difficulty 2, though. All right, triumph.
Oh, boy.
I'll take the triumph, and Sigismund. Okay, so with that triumph, what I'm actually going to do, you succeed. Technically, you would have failed, but I'm giving you this because the triumph is fun. You guys manage to clatter over the fence and quickly duck behind the wall into the stacked rubble over there as the swiveling light turns in your direction and sees nothing. And you can hear vaguely off in the distance in an effeminate voice, must have been the wind.
I grunt to myself under my breath, just never should have come here.
But what you two notice on the other side is that the sentry just sort of your two allies moves.
Must have been the wind.
And it seems that the level of alertness, while not entirely gone, seems to have dissipated for the most part. Swapping back over to the other two nerds on the other side as you watch your compatriots on the opposite side of the road sort of flub their attempt to climb over silently, yet somehow manage to get through it without being noticed. You proceed how you see fit, assumingly south, down the side of this building.
All right, south we go. Will it just be a stealth check for, like, the big move?
Yeah, so for this one, you're going to give me a, in this case, starting off a difficulty 2, actually stealth check, because you're already over the fence, which is the loudest part.
Mm-hmm,
All right.
Or sorry, how far can we go? I kind of wanted to move like.
I'll move you
Like a
guys
north.
accordingly for the
Okay.
moment.
Thank you, Spur.
So, but first I need the stealth. All right, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah,
So
all these
you
successes,
can-
I can't fucking use them.
You can both move to right before this window here and peer inside. So if you want to put yourself like straight in, one of you straight in front of the window to look inside as if you're peering in.
I will peer.
You're short enough where you can peer there. I have to lean over the side.
So somehow, something that big is somehow moving that quietly. But you, being slightly smaller, can duck underneath the sill of this window and look
All
inside.
thanks to drugs.
Yes, drugs are the man. But there, you look inside and you notice one pretty obvious Escher Ganger girl just lounging about. Despite what it looks like, the room is actually just what seems to be sort of a casual lounge of a sort. There are some couches scattered about and such, and this individual is sitting alone in the middle of it at a table, just like looking through a deck of cards. Assumedly, from the expression she's giving, it's sort of like she's waiting for people. But she isn't looking in your direction, she's looking to the due east.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep.
At this point, you can keep moving along without issue.
Okay. I'd like to move down to the next, I guess, like
Yep.
corner.
Move down to the corner here.
Like yeah, like around here.
I see nothing.
You can then move up to here, and then I would like you to roll a perception for me real quick.
Absolutely.
Both of us or just him? Doesn't matter.
Cece, since you're up front. In this case, step forward one more tile. And as you turn around the corner and look up, you spot what appears to be the bare edge of another sentry peering over at the very top. You see what looks like the barrel of a las gun or something. You're unsure from this angle, even with your knowledge in weaponry, but they are looking down in this general area. So in order to get past them, you're going to have a slightly more difficult time or need to come up with something.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go back.
Maybe I
outside
should just
30.
hit him with my hammer non-lethally.
They are all the way up at the top of a castle tower.
I should throw my hammer and hit him with it, not lethally.
I think if we stay up
Oh,
against the
that's-
wall, we should be fine.
Exactly. Should we go back out to the front and deploy the device there?
Backing up and considering doing one of the tag devices.
Mhm.
Maybe tag the wall here.
Well, yeah, I figured we would just kind of scout around back and see if, there was a way around to one of the other further in streets. I didn't figure we'd tag the back of the building.
We can tag all four walls of the building.
I mean, so we would tag. I think that we're supposed to tag areas to mark it as theirs. I don't know if tagging the base, won't they just wash it off? I thought we were supposed to tag it in obvious places. I guess it's pretty obvious to be on the building.
I mean,
Yeah, that would be pretty obvious.
I don't know, man.
I thought we were tagging to make him angry.
Hmm.
No matter how
we're
easy
not
it
trying
would
to
be
make
to
him angry. We're trying to send a message.
Yeah.
The message,
the message is
stronger
anger.
with the audacity, I feel. It's like, what's the most significant thing we can grab?
I mean, the front of the building would be pretty big if we could somehow get away with that.
yep. I mean, I'm leaving it up to you guys and your interpretation of it, and you'll get an idea of how well it goes later on, or you won't.
I mean,
Would
I
Would you
think
like to look about to see if there are any signs of people actually, walking around this area at
Yeah.
all?
yeah, that's why. So I know I scooted like one tile forward. Would I be able to like get up against like the edge of the building?
Yeah, you can. Once you start to like go past this point here, is when you would have to make stealth checks.
So if I like
Got it.
went to go underneath like that,
You would need a stealth for me.
okay. Oh, but then getting any further out would be impossible because even if I'm up against the building, anything past like that window there or that door there, she's just gonna have like direct line of sight of it.
Is that not another window right there? It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a window over
imagine
there.
tagging the outside of their house would be bad. But imagine having the inside of your house tagged. You'd be pissed.
That would be ballsy.
And we could find the mistress's private quarters and tag that. That sends a message. Which is, I was here the whole fucking time.
Sam,
You could have died.
you Sam Reich it?
You have the head of a horse.
All right, so finding a way to somehow tag the inside of the building would be big. That I'm sure that definitely sends a message of how the fuck did you do that? Do you think climbing in the other window would be a easier idea if the person's gone?
Could we throw something like here and then sprint for here?
Remember, I can jump far. I can't run fast.
Yeah, there's a notable difference. It's like he can like Mario leap all
I'm
over
thinking
the place,
the back
but he
of the
can't
building
run.
isn't gonna be. What do you mean? Throw something like on the other side, so maybe they walk over to where we just came from?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, do that. Grab a big fucking rock, throw it as far north where we came in as possible, and then I'm gonna just dead sprint for a window.
All right, roll me a athletics 32 and CC roll me a stealth check, but only difficulty 2.
What's my difficulty?
Yours is average difficulty 2.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Anything I could use to help me out with this?
Unless something else affects Braun, no.
Son of a bitch.
Do you want to use glory to reroll that, my friend?
I don't want to because we're down to 2, so I may just have to take the fail.
Can I offer him some
Okay,
successes?
so with that, roll me a blue die, CC. If you got a success, you're good.
Okay.
Success. Let's go.
All right. Just as you think that you've been spotted, you hear a big thunk behind you as 32 slaps himself against the side of the turret wall, and the strange figure up above, you notice the rifle barrel swivel and move to the other side, out of view. As you quickly sprint over, you look inside of the window silently and notice that it is a barracks quarter with beds strewn about and one individual in a small cot in the middle of the room, snoring softly.
Can we put like a timer on these devices?
A what?
It is I mean, if they get noticed, they get noticed. But that's also a message.
I mean, I would It'd be really cool to sneak into the barracks, place a device, put on like a 5-minute timer, then we sneak out.
For
Yeah,
all intents and purposes, it takes a moment for it to work, but they aren't intricate or like fancy enough to be put on a specific timer.
Son of a bitch.
I'm sorry to break your fantasy, but these are very primitive for all things and purposes, especially as far as
fantasy.
Mechanicus text.
Is that a bathtub?
What?
I'm like, I can see like all the way like here. How do I ping?
Oh, just click on your character to activate the correct shadows. I'll push on the window really quick. Like, not hard, just like, does it just open? Or is this like a stained glass window?
Roll me a 1d100. The window somehow, while it gives a little bit of pushback, slowly opens.
All right, cool. I want to climb inside.
All right.
Oh, I can't. I collide with a wall. Okay, thank you. Just a little.
You are in a
little
bedroom
scary.
with cots lined up about in the area, beds lining the wall in various ways, and one in the middle of the room where this one
Ooh.
Escher ganger is sleeping.
I see a door. If you maybe put it there, maybe the sentry will come check it out.
Is it the okay? It's the door to my left, right? Like it's like behind a
The
cot.
door to your left, you assume leads to the turret.
The top of the tower, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. What if I tag that door? Because there's got to be another way. There should be 2 doors in here, yeah?
Yeah, there's one to the north above you. It's just still in the
Okay.
darkness because of how the lighting is.
I would tag like right. I don't know if you can see this, like right here.
You can click on the little. It looks like the target
ruler.
icon. Oh, or the ruler. Tag right where? The orange?
Yeah.
Oh, just like in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Give me another difficulty 2 stealth.
Mm-hmm. And this time it's personal! Ah! Alright, have to.
All this stealth stuff, I can't take advantage of my stealth.
I legitimately can't win. Okay, so I failed my stealth.
All right. So, as you get into the window, you manage to drop into the room just fine, but to avoid getting as close as possible, you decide the best route would be to climb over the bed. However, you don't realize that these beds are in very poor condition and are thus very creaky mattresses. As you reach over the edge of the first bed to set up the auto sprayer on the wall, you let out a very obvious and piercing creak noise and turn on a swivel to look at the Escher ganger sitting in the middle of the room. She jumps a little bit in her sleep, but doesn't appear to fully wake up, as that is your first strike to your total stealth.
Alright.
You do succeed at putting the auto thing back, and you decide to climb off of the bed and just walk back over to the window.
Yeah.
Stepping back outside, slowly. The guard is still not paying attention.
Head up. Okay, cool. Can I just like mad dash further away?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Let me click the ruler. Yeah, that's exactly where I was about here.
There's another window that you're coming up upon on the backside. You look inside and you see what looks to be some
form
form
get behind
of...
these rocks, can I? Maybe that'll make it harder for her to see me.
I mean, you're on the side of the rocks where she can see you. You would have to be on this side of the rocks to be out of view.
No, I meant the turret person if they come back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
As you poke your head through the window and see what you can see, you see what appears to be medical equipment. You're assuming this is some form of infirmary, and you notice a individual inside holding up a needle and sort of like flicking the end as somebody else in the room sort of lets out an annoyed sort of grunting noise.
Okay. I say switch back at this point. We did our little adventure.
We're back over to Thom.
Well, I mean, 32. If 32 wants to do something else, he didn't really get to do much. 32, Trey. Where? Hello?
Hello?
Okay, there you are. I was asking if you wanted to do anything. I kind of did like a big chunk of stuff there. I wanted to know if there's anything you wanted to do.
I'm kind of distracting. Actually, is the sentry still looking at the
They're
place?
looking out the other way. They haven't swapped back over to your side.
So you're saying I could sneak to this place?
Potentially,
Sneak
yeah.
to my good friend.
Yep. All right, you catch up, and we swap the camera back over to Thom.
Is that a coffin?
So
Thomas
Thom would like to slink along this wall under the light and still continue his
Meanwhile,
initial plan of throwing a little rock, tinging it off of these dumpsters to get him looking in this direction. Team Thomas Munden, 32cc.
Sigismund is
You guys hear me?
still with you, but I've just removed his token for the sake of brevity.
Yeah, we can't
we can hear
see.
you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
We can
can't
see
see
you.
Tom's token or anything. He's not a part of the player party. His token isn't in there for us to see. So everything
Oh,
he does
alright.
will be a mystery to us, which is fine.
I like a good mystery.
I do like a good mystery.
I like a bad mystery as well.
Extra tension, no matter where it goes.
I'm not sure if what I
perfect.
just did allows it, but
I mean, I can at least see where the token's moving now.
fair enough.
That is useful.
All right, Thom. So you're gonna toss something around the corner and proceed upwards, I'm assuming?
Yep.
All right, you manage to take out a rock from the pile around you, slip around the corner just out of view, and toss it over the fence into the garbage bin that you saw over yonder. And you hear a very loud clunking noise as it rattles inside of the trash can as you proceed to run upwards. So, give me, move your token up. I don't need a check or anything, just move yourself along. I'm assuming up to, like, the top corner.
Mm-hmm. One sec. Forgive me while I forget how Foundry works for 1 second, but yep.
You can
there we go.
also use WASD.
Neat.
As you look around the corner, you spot nothing of real note, and you don't happen to notice anybody looking about up top, so as far as you're concerned, you're currently in the clear. And you hear another noise off in the distance in the general direction of that one sentry that almost spotted you earlier, just like, goddamn rats!
Allow myself the most silent of giggles as I keep slinking along this wall.
I- You hear the low hum of motors and engines and the across the wall to your south, but nobody seems to be coming towards you. So you can continue to move along. You can go like all the way over here.
Oh, wait, we didn't watch the stream. By the way, come watch the stream.
As you proceed up to the corner of this building, you turn to the side and notice what seems to be a little porch kind of area like you would have in a suburban home on the side, except, you know, made of shittier material and with less nice things in it. Nobody appears to be out there doing much of anything, but it is well lit, and assumedly people are in the area in some capacity. You can even see a door leading into the building from there. So if you aren't careful, somebody may step out and spot you. So climbing over this fence may not be in your best interests unless you really want to get a tag in there. Which, it would be a pretty obvious spot. It would be pretty easy to see, unlike the back of the garage where nobody's going to go.
I might like to get a tag in there, but right now I'm still scouting, and I would like to just move over to the back of this building.
Yep, you can go ahead and scoot on over there. You don't notice any sentry looking in that general area. Move along. The wall of the garage doesn't have any form of, you know, windows or anything facing out this way. The door to the house here, immediate south, is not open, and they don't have the luxury of windows on this building either, so you can just proceed as you see fit. It seems to be a lot easier than the castle structure that your compatriots are dealing with, though you are none the wiser to that situation, being all the way over here.
With no one in sight, I would like to risk a quiet climb over this fence.
Alright, give me a difficulty 3 stealth check.
I'm going to carry that when I sleep tonight.
Difficulty 3 stealth check. Difficulty
Yeah.
3 stealth check. You managed to do it just fine and climb on over. There's no issue with that threat there. I'm just discarding it for the sake of this. As you sneak on into there, there's a door immediately next to you. Just here. It is closed, but it does appear that you can see through it in a mild way.
I would like to peek. I like to peek.
Give me just 1 second. It selected the wrong thing when I was trying to update it. You can step forward a little bit to signify you peering through. And you do notice that somebody is hanging out in the room, just sort of like sitting on the ground with their equipment, polishing their gun. You hear some chattering off in the distance, but it's far enough away that you can't really make out what it is. There's another door in the south part of the room compared to where you are, so there's a door. Oh, not there. I meant to do. An explosive goes off underneath your feet. No, there's a door over here to another room in the building.
I would like to continue sneaking down the wall and see if there is anything of note by this bush and boulder.
Oh, move down a couple tiles and then roll me a perception check.
Difficulty?
Just difficulty 2. That ain't a bush like you ever seen. Do you want to approach closer?
am indeed. But instead of approaching closer, I'm actually going to head back up to the door, set my little graffiti bot off to tag that, and then start getting the fuck out of this little courtyard.
All right. Click the graffiti bot on the door out to the patio here. And proceed back up north a little bit to attempt to climb over the gate, the fence again. Roll me another difficulty 3 stealth check. And add 1 black dice. You still managed to do it just fine. You approach up the fence to your north, looking down at this and just like, all set and done, move yourself back up out from that little patio area and back onto the northern little alley leading between the buildings. You hear the small sound, very faint, of the machine whirring and starting up its spray job, and then it clicks and falls off. Doesn't make much noise at all. Shall we swivel ourselves back over to the other 2 nerds?
I mean,
Boy, oh
I'm fine.
boy.
Good time for it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Take
I
a
didn't
peek
know.
into this window.
I didn't know if one person was gone, so we just wanted to hand over a bit more time. I'm fine with either.
We can just go like whenever somebody gets stuck or does something, we can switch.
Yeah. That works.
Alright, so back to you 2 guys. Do you sneak over to the window and take a peer inside?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep, it appears to be an infirmary. There are 2 individuals inside. One over here holding a needle and flicking the tip of it as if to prepare it, and another one closer to the door that appears to be groaning a little bit. They're looking in your general direction, though, so would you roll me a stealth check again? Difficulty 3.
Can I actually have it be difficulty 2 because I have black hair now? I'll keep rolling.
If you use a glory, sure.
No, how dare you? Oh, I'm not on the chat. Fucking. All right, we're good. 1 second. We're gonna use a glory.
32 is doing fine.
Now
CC
that I
is
used
not.
now that I used a glory, can I?
Nope, you would have to use an additional glory on top of that.
Motherfucker!
I should probably start rolling some checks against my resilience for taking this many drugs.
So, as you proceed to go past the door, you notice that in spite of your nicely applied tar to your hair, you still missed a little bit of spot, and a small glint off of it that seems to permeate attracts the attention of the ganger on the far side. Just as they're about to look over to you, you duck low and get out of view, and the other ganger inside asks them, "What are you looking at, sis?" Nothing. Just trying to distract myself, I guess. As she proceeds to wander over to one of the beds and lies down, ready to take her injection of whatever the hell is in that vial. That is strike 2.
I am standing so perfectly still that...
As you both manage to sneak on by.
Alright, I've been taking a lot of drugs, and this year, there's
Yeah,
supposed
roll
to
me
be
a
for, like,
resilience.
encounters. Yeah. I'll say every, 3 times I use them outside of a encounter, I should probably roll the resilience check.
Yep, sounds fair to me.
I have no idea what difficulty I should make this.
Difficulty 2.
It's normal. Is that before or after I reduce the resilience check?
That is in total.
Am I blind?
Alright, you're doing fine. Now, do you
I
decide that
suffer
this
no
would be a,
ill effects.
you decide that this would be another opportune spot to do a tag, or do you want to go elsewhere for it?
the hell is that? A turret? I spy with my eye.
To your right, yep, there's another corner turret.
I mean, let me sneak over and see.
Should we? You know what? I'm willing to personally tag the spot of the wall by myself.
All
That
right.
works.
Describe to me what you draw and how good it looks, considering what you interpret your character's artistic skills to be.
I want you to draw a classical portrait of one of the Eschengangers sitting regally on a throne. I want to draw a mustache on her and stink lines and say, "You smell."
All right. And
You got that.
how
Like
how
someone
Getting as your ally.
like someone defacing a classical painting.
you draw a classical painting to deface it? Do you
Yes.
what is the extent of your character's artistic abilities, and how does it come out in the end?
You know what? I'll roll for it. What should I roll for this?
Coordination.
It's like a montage of him in like a painter's outfit, like
Coordination.
rigorously.
For what you're
What difficulty?
trying to do, give me a difficulty 4.
Ooh, that was challenges.
It's like 10 minutes.
Oh
of him
yeah,
just, like,
you draw an eloquent painting on the side next to this window with your spray paint. Your 2 colors of
Oh.
spray paint somehow come out to be such an artistic theme of eloquence, and then you deface it with a mustache and stink marks. And anyone who comes across this painting would definitely understand the
Extra
message
smells.
of "haha, you stinky."
He's
Damn,
very
didn't know-
talented, but he's
Didn't
not
know
very
32 was
intelligent.
an artist.
I use
I was
drugs
really
for that. So I
mad.
have 2
I really
more
wanted
uses
him
before
to
I
like.
have to
I wanted him to
roll
spend
his
all
check
this
again.
time, and then it be a fucking stick figure. I wanted him to like do its best, like
You draw a
montage it
stick
up.
figure with big boobs.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I figured was gonna happen.
Nope, it's actually a very well constructed portrait.
See, we're talking about me here. I never lose.
Damn it. That's what
I-
makes me. That's what I hate.
But with that, do you walk on ahead as he's working on that, CC?
Yeah, I'd like to walk to the. I'm trying to get to like the. I want to be back one, but like on the corner, but not like fully out. Like the middle.
Yeah. So
like-
as you approach here, you don't notice anything of note other than open street off in the distance.
Can I take a little?
Yeah,
Little
you can look
jaunt
around the
forward.
corner.
Still nothing in the street.
Still nothing of note.
All right.
Seems to be pretty barren over on this side.
What a perfect place if I can somehow get the tag in the middle of the road. But
Do you attempt to
damn,
climb over the fence again?
another fence. I'm gonna wait for 32. I'm gonna wait for him to be done artistically drawing, and then he can fucking yeet me over.
All right, we gotta try another athletics to toss you over.
Let's go further around the corner. Let's see what's around here. Another window.
There's
I feel
another
like this is
window
the
off
big-
there.
I feel like they're an important person's bedroom somewhere around here, and that's what I want to deface.
That's fair enough. Oh yeah, I could literally just, if you could just get me into the road, I can just tag Omega, like really big, like across the middle of the street.
Doesn't Omega not want to be implicated in that?
I mean,
Well,
their auto things put their symbol, so no, that's not a huge issue.
yeah, they want them to know that it's Omega. They just don't want names, like people names.
Let me roll perception. I feel like
if-
something's hiding from me around
If
here.
I put like Radd was here, like he'd be upset. But
let me ball a perception check.
Sure, difficulty 3. And what are you
I'm
looking
using
at, per se?
drugs. I feel like there's like, I want to check like the turret and everything, and like what I can see in that window. Like check for people or guards in the immediate area that could see me if I tried to sneak up here.
wait,
All right, go ahead.
I have a multi.
Difficulty 3.
Yeah.
Even I can't win all the time.
It seems like nothing in
But I'd like
particular.
to try anyway.
Okay, give it another shot. And before you do, upgrade one of those purples to a red.
All right. Doesn't matter.
All right.
I hate it here.
You listen in through the window and you hear the sounds of conversation, merriment, clinking dishes and such. You're assuming there's some sort of meal going on in there. And as you get slightly closer, you can confirm this to yourself. As you can see barely through the window, it appears to be a kitchen and dining room.
Dining room. All right. So based on the map, we have the barracks, recreation, living room, infirmary, and the dining room. But we don't know
All
what's
things
here,
considered, you don't know anything of the second floor.
and I don't know anything in here. That could just lead up to the tower, though.
Yep.
Second floor.
It's a castle. It has like a second floor, but I'll cut you off there. There's nothing of note per se. AKA, I didn't bother modeling it for a reason.
All right, this faces the street. I feel like I should deface this part of the castle as well.
All right. Do you want to take another step forward and see how many people are in there?
Sure.
Or what's going on otherwise? Like, you can hear that this stuff is going on, but
Should I, like, move forward one to, like, peek in?
there you go. There seems to be a big meal going on with a decent number of witches interacting, looking about, what appears to be various disparate themed pieces of furniture that seemingly clash with one another. There is no reason to believe that this has been made with the intent to look like this. It looks like a lot of this stuff was looted. But that is sort of par for the course down here. You see kitchens, you see heaters on some of the tables to keep the food fresh and warm as they cook. And you notice meat of various different underhive species that have been assumedly hunted, as multiple underhive ganger Escher gals chat and shoot the shit in between stuffing their faces with protein.
Anybody look important in there? Yeah, look all, like, generic.
Yeah, they look like general gangers. You're under the impression that this isn't a necessarily important outpost. It's just a forward station for them to launch these operations.
All right, time for my masterpiece.
Are you using the auto thing, or are you spraying yourself again?
Let's use the auto thing.
All right, so you're going to toss your last auto thing on the wall to tag it.
Correct.
CC, are you going to stick around and wait for him, or are you going to try and climb over on your own?
I want to see if my multi-tool has, like, a wire cutter, where I might be able to, like, snip enough that I can kind of, like, get through. Or is it, like thick? It's not, like, regular chain link. It's, like... Is it, like, too thick?
It's a thicker one, but it still isn't out of the realm of you being able to do it. It'll take a bit longer, but you can still do it, but you would still need to do a stealth check, only difficulty 2, however.
Okay. I think I'll do that right... probably, like, right where I'm... right here. I think here'd be fine. It's kind of, like, maybe out of sight of enough places that it'd be harder to see. Stealth 2.
Hey, you manage. It takes even longer because you're still getting used to this cutting tool on your multi-tool, but by the time you're done, he set up the auto device and has come over and tapped his foot for a little while and waited for you to finish this up. But you do manage to eventually make a hole big enough for you to walk through and for him to crawl through.
Okay.
And so
All
you
right.
manage to get out onto the road. Let me drag you over real quick.
I should probably make my escape as well.
Do you go through the hole that he made, or do you try and climb over?
Doesn't matter.
I made a hole.
If you try and climb over, you have to roll a stealth check. If you wait for him in the hole, you just go through.
No, now just go through the hole.
All right.
I forgot
Okay,
about
that
my
was
multi-tool.
cool.
All right.
All right.
And now we take it back
Um,
over to Thom.
Yeah. Toss it back over to your boy up north.
Yeah.
The boy up north is going to keep slinking along past this thing until he gets to these lights over here and he wants to corner peek.
All right. Looks around the corner. It seems to be the front lawn of another sort of barracks building. You can look around the corner, and it seems to be poorly lit. There are a couple... Actually, no, it's not poorly lit. There are a couple spotlights, one of which I just forgot to give a light source.
Looks like the light's going to be its dimmest here. Not by much. I would like to risk another climb and dash to the other wall.
All right. Feel free to roll me a difficulty 3 stealth. And not enough interesting stuff has happened, so upgrade one of those difficulty purples to a red instead. Would you like to use a glory to re-roll that? You would still need to use the red.
Yes, please.
Right. Click on the glory once. It'll swap one over. Just click on the 4 glory in the bottom right corner of the screen. And roll the same thing again.
Yay!
That is still a failure as you attempt to cling on over and climb this. You notice that part of your clothes catches as you get over to the opposite side. You manage to get all the way over, but as you attempt to free yourself from whatever got caught on the chain link, you let out a rattling noise and quickly have to move aside. So roll me an athletics check real quick, difficulty 3. The situation causes you enough stress that causes you to stumble and scoot over to the other side. I will say right now, you may want to try and use a glory to see if you can succeed that one. Otherwise, things are going to get interesting in a not so happy way. Ooh, flat.
All right, interesting things.
All right. I am willing to offer you a deal. It is not necessarily something you would like to do in the long run, but it depends on whether you prefer keeping your stealth or your equipment. Your long lasts, I will let you succeed by 1, but your long las goes to minor damage.
So would this be as in it now does minor damage, or it's has?
Nope.
They retain the
So
same
there's
damage
a damage of like
What?
equipment status, and there's undamaged, minor damage, moderate damage, major damage. It would go from undamaged to minor damage, which affects the quality of the weapon. It can potentially be repaired later, but it costs money to do so.
I will take the hit and wait on us surviving and getting paid.
All right. As you clatter out of your way to attempt to get out of view before somebody opens up the door to see what's going on, you scrape your lasgun hard against one of the rocks as you flip over the side and hug yourself against the wall. The extra noise doesn't seem to drag attention, but you do notice that it leaves a notable scrape in the barrel and cocks the sight of the weapon slightly off to make it a little less accurate. For the short term, shots with it automatically induce a black die for your checks if you are attempting to shoot with a long las until you can get it repaired. But you do manage to get out of the way without being spotted and adding another strike to your already 2 existent strikes as the ganger looks outside, turns to the side, sees where you were, and doesn't notice anything that's obvious enough to set things off. Sort of just shrugs and steps back inside. Must have been a rat.
Well, with some grumbled curses, I continue along in the shadows and see if there's anything interesting to note from here.
All right, so you continue along this little back alley area. As you reach that corner, there is nothing of note. Go ahead and proceed. Seems to be a very barren back area. There's some lights and whatnot, but nobody seems to be observing. Go ahead. You reach the far end of the alley and look down to your south. You see more rubble in the way between you and another fence.
Well, at this point, it looks like I'll probably link up with them if I keep following this side. I think I might actually want to backtrack to the alley where I was almost caught.
All right. So you look about the corner of this again and you see this little area. You are almost caught here, but the door is closed and whoever stepped outside went back inside.
I think it would be really fucking scary if I was some sentry, thought I heard something, went out, saw nothing, but then found a graffiti there later. Maybe not, but I'm gonna take that chance and graffiti that door.
All right, so you're heading on up to the door to attempt to graffiti that. I hadn't set up that one light that was there the whole time. All right, roll me a stealth check, only difficulty 2.
Easy.
You're gonna want to glory that.
Yeah, I blame whoever just said easy. I feel you jinxed it.
Good job, Trey.
That can't be true because I say that for every single roll and I win mine.
Yeah. Well, it worked this time.
Okay, you
As you
rebluffed
proceed
it,
to
we're good.
silently move up to the door, assuming the auto tag and set it up on the door frame.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct, or are you manually tagging this one to be extra cheeky?
I am, in fact, setting up the auto tag.
All right, so you set up your auto tag on the door, turn it on, and then do you go back the way you came or head down south?
I go back the way I came.
All right, head straight back north, set it up, it does its work, and then silently clatters to the ground.
And backward I trot.
All right, go climb back over the fence and give me another difficulty 3 stealth. Use your last glory. All right.
Okay, so well, this is definitely why I chose the back. Maybe at least I get to cover some shadows here as I run in a panic.
All right. I will offer you another deal with the devil. But this is the last deal with the devil I'm going to offer you. As you attempt to climb over and get to the other side, you drop your axe on the side and leave it behind. It's not a hard weapon to get a replacement for, but you're going to have to find a new one, and if you then proceed to get into combat, you will not have it available.
There's a lot of rocks and probably some sharp pieces of metal about. I'll leave my axe.
All right, I have removed it from your sheet, and you successfully managed to get over to the other side without causing a ruckus enough to gather people's attention. The sacrifices Thom has made for this mission.
It brings a tear to your eye.
But that is your last deal with the devil. If you fail again, then you get your strike, and you are alerting the horde, so to say.
Okay.
He's pretty shook.
And with that, we move to our other two.
Thom doesn't know yet that I'm a gun savant.
Yeah.
You're
Meanwhile,
definitely
back
the
with
savant.
the other two nerds down south on the map.
Meanwhile, should we tag the middle of the street?
I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Is there anybody around?
Can you see anyone?
No.
Do you want to make a perception check to see if you can spot anything out of your range, considering you have the eyes?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a difficulty 3 perception check and make one of those a red.
Alright, I'm using some drugs.
He has special eyes.
Damn.
His brand. Oh, but a triumph. I don't know what that does.
A triumph is basically a crit, assuming you succeed.
Oh.
Was a failure.
Failure is a failure.
Yeah, I
And,
deserve
and, and you got 2 of those. As you look out onto the road, it initially looks like everything's clear, but at the last moment, you notice coming out from the darkness, holding a flashlight, is a strange individual off in the distance, coming in your general direction along the opposite side of the road.
All
Should
right.
be able to see them up to your northeast. They are
I failed,
proceeding.
so I'm wondering when the other foot shoe's going to drop.
The failure here, since it was a perception check, is her existing.
Son of a bitch.
That was why I added the red, because if you failed that one now, I was going to do something else. But it wasn't going to count as one of your strikes. It's going to make it harder, though. But she is slowly moving down to the south on the opposite side of the road. You are pretty close to the street lamp, so if she just happens to turn and look to the side, she might notice you. So you have to hold still for a good bit and hope that she doesn't come across the road to inspect anything.
Maybe I should take a couple steps back.
Give me, both of you, a stealth difficulty 3. If you succeed, she passes by unawares.
Easy peasy lemon difficult. I'm gonna scream.
I need to roll a resilience check.
All right. You both manage to hide and duck out of view as she proceeds to move all the way down the street, doesn't notice you, and proceeds out of view entirely. However, you are out of glory at the moment, and you do need to roll me that resilience check. Difficulty 3. Or difficulty 2, Yeah, difficulty 3 minus the benefit you have. So that is still a failure, though.
It'd be difficulty 2.
Yeah, it is accurate. You already did the right one, and it is a failure.
God damn it.
Do you recall the negative effects that this particular drug has if you fail the resilience?
I suffer 4 strain, I get 2 black dial, and the rest of my agility and cunning checks for the rest of the day.
Oh, lovely. Yep. Give yourself that strain, and keep that in mind for your stealth checks and whatnot for the rest of the day.
I can still get to use the drug, though. That's nice.
Yes, you can still use the drug, but it's
No, it's
not
just there
that
to
great.
make up the fucking fact that... Son of a bitch.
As you manage to keep quiet, CC, you turn and notice that 32, in spite of the fact that it's hard to read his expression at the best of times with the mask, looks to be in a little bit of discomfort, more so than you would normally notice. But as you're continuing to remain quiet, you don't point anything out until she's well out of range. Assuming you feel like you should point anything out.
I mean, I see he's not feeling well. My guesstimate knowledge would just be drugs.
Yeah,
Maybe
fair enough
somebody had
assumption.
gone to the tube.
All right. Do you want to try and tag the street still now that she's gone?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Step out into the street. You manage to have an opportunity to do so without obstruction, as nobody seems to be wandering into the area. What do you draw? And give me your coordination check for how well you do it.
You know what, Steve? You get this one.
You get this one? Why, thank you.
And for your coordination check, I'm just going to be cheeky and turn one of them into a red.
That's fine.
If you still manage to succeed well beyond that, good on you.
I just wanted to write Omega rules.
You have some shitty ass handwriting, my friend. It's still legible enough, you guess, but you can't help but feel that 32 is standing behind you and judging you immensely.
It's fine. I'm
those
very
words?
used to failing constantly.
I don't speak that language.
So, sick. Well,
I didn't
that's
know
all I
Omega was
wanted to
spelled with
do.
an A.
Omega.
Yeah, you don't even spell it right. Good job.
That's fine.
But with that, you think that might be a good time to get the fuck out of Dodge. How do you want to get out of here?
Maybe we could still tag this building here. I'm always willing to push my luck.
I thought I still had one more. We had
2. Thom has 3.
okay.
You two, yeah, you're out of auto tags. You still have some spray paint left, so you could do another manual one. Thom has one auto tag left that he could just quickly toss on the side of the garage on his way out if he wanted to.
You know what? I might as well just tag the side of this building. Use the rest of the spray
I
paint.
mean, if we just go farther south and then all meet back up where we originally like just before we came in, is that viable, or is it we'll need to sneak back to where we were coming from?
Roll me a perception. I'll tell you what you at least notice.
What difficulty is a
Asking
spray
for
check?
roll. He wants me to
The
lose.
perception difficulty 2. Yeah, you can see yourself finding a route back to where you need to escape by going south and looping around. So that is a viable escape point for you, and it shouldn't be too difficult to keep quiet.
Thom should have an ear bead, right?
Yeah, you have a microbead. You can communicate short range.
Yeah.
Now the question is, do you want to do that and risk it being intercepted by some comms equipment?
True.
Please don't make me bust up my weapon one more time.
What difficulty should a spray paint be? 2.
Your coordination for your spray paint job on here, give it another 3, and just for shits and giggles, I'm also upgrading that to red. So 2 purple, 1
Fuck
red.
you. I'm upgrading this. Use the drugs. Damn.
Your previous artistic genius seems to have been a one-off bit of luck, as this portrait, while not as horrendous as Cece's handwriting, does not inspire joy as much as your lovely painting earlier on the side of the wall near the infirmary.
All right, I'm leaving. Get me out of here.
All right, you two, assuming you no objections, you two can both basically leave
Correct.
the map easy.
I'm not
And-
sure if I should be seeing this. I think I ran a little too far off the map.
Yeah, whatever. You're both down off of there. Swapping the camera back over to Thom up top. You have a mostly clear shot to get out of here without consequence. However, there is one last fence that you have to climb back over, and that's the initial one near the garage entrance. Do you want to quickly drop one of your auto things on the wall of the warehouse on the way out?
Yes, I.
I'm just going to drag you back over to where you actually have to care about stuff. Toss the spray up on the side of the wall, it clinks off silently, and you then proceed back up to the fence that initially caused you issue. Do you want... You can upgrade. So, keep in mind with Glory, you can also upgrade your initial roll. So you can turn one of your green die for your stealth check into a yellow die. Would you like to do that and roll your difficulty 3 stealth check?
Yeah.
Right, click that glory, roll a difficulty 3 stealth check, but upgrade one of the green die that you have to a yellow die. You are absolutely fine. I'm ignoring that threat. As you come back over, you've learned the footholds on this fence just fine, and slip yourself back over up top onto the other side and scurry off. And with that, everything seems to have come out, as the kids say, Gucci.
Do the kids say that? I think you're a little out of touch.
No, the kids definitely do say Gucci. That is 100% and what I obviously say just to sound out of touch.
It's the kids that are wrong.
It's the kids that are wrong, yes.
The kids are not all right.
Accurate.
I'm glad we didn't botch it too hard.
We survived. No one was seen.
What a miserable stealth.
Oh, we pulled our
mission.
rifle.
I'm glad we've gotten our mandatory stealth mission out of the campaign.
Yeah.
I crave more.
Shut up.
Are you sure
crave
about that?
Failure.
All right.
Go on.
You head on back to House Omega Skate Park. I am just going to fast forward things a little bit for the sake of this. And say mission successful barely. As you get back, you realize that you need to fix your equipment, and you did leave your axe behind. Luckily, your axe doesn't have any distinguishing marks that'll lead it back to you. Otherwise,
I can
that might have been an
also-
issue.
Would I be able to even just like notice by looking at his weapon that like it needs fixed?
You would be able to notice that, and you would be able to do that at some point. Basically, he has to deal with it for next session, but after that, you can fix it easy.
Okay.
He needs a new axe, though, so you'd have to pay money to get a new one of those, assuming that wasn't one of the things that you had available in your stores. And upon giving the story off to the folks back at House Omega, they say all sorts of righteous and whatnot and give you your hoverboards, and you're on your way back to base.
Let's go.
Oh shit. We're getting.
You know, I don't
hoverboards.
care that I have to do blacks. I'm still going to do a kickflip on this hoverboard.
I don't
Do you-
care that I have 2 black dice. I'm doing a kickflip.
Do your coordination check.
All right. I'll use drugs for this one too, so write this one down. If I use drugs outside combat again, I have to use a resilience check. I still did it.
All right, but you still gotta roll your resilience.
No, not it. I get one more.
All right. CC
It's for
fails. You
3.
do just fine. The threat manifests as you causing CC to trip without noticing.
Kick some sand in his eyes.
And with that, your skate park endeavors are over for the day, and we are going to call that a slightly shorter session for today.
That works.
Damn, I'm a bit sad we couldn't Eric Sparrow him.
I
Eric Sparrow.
It's from
What?
Tony Hawk's Underground 2. If you do New Game Plus, instead of fighting the final boss, you just punch him in the face. You're like, fuck you.
nice.
I'm not dealing with this.
Fair enough. That's a good way to do that. But with that in mind, I hope you all have a good night. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen. Peace
Yeah,
out.
have a good night.